Hey, it's Chronologically Gaming, the only channel that's perpetually retro because we're playing every video game in order of release. Where are we? We're in the magical world of sometime in November 1982. We were last in the United Kingdom playing the Sinclair ZX Spectrum, and it was Do Not Pass Go. But next game takes us to Japan. Let's see what's on the tube.
まあ見たくなれ。これが私のスケジュールです。よー働きましたろ。この MZ もコンピューター音楽やったり、いろいろ芸達者ですわ。
シャープの MZ は将来にわたって応用の利く独自のクリーン設計。
そう、将来性があるのも私と一緒。
シャープのパソコン MZ。
It's got it all. It's the Sharp MZ line of home computers in Japan. This is Donkey Gorilla. With a name like that, you know we're going to have some fun. So on here, Chronologically Gaming, there's a lot of different models of the Sharp MZ, and that's why if you look at the top, I just picked the logo that was the easiest logo to find. This is not the Sharp MZ-80K. This is every Sharp MZ home computer, the 80B, the 700, the MZ-80K. So it's everything all mishmashed into one. That in the bottom left corner is the Sharp MZ-700, and this game is on the Sharp MZ-700. Here's the box for Donkey Gorilla. Now, in Japan, a lot of the cassette cases we've seen, they flip it up. They change the view of the cassette. Notice that it's not vertical. It's like a horizontal cassette. So whenever you want to see like the spine, you'd actually be flipping it this way. I actually don't have an example of the spine. But, I wonder what video game we're going to play. Donkey Gorilla. It's about time we played something in Japan ripping off Donkey Kong, because there's tons and tons of Donkey Kong variants we've seen in other parts of the world, but wow, they are not shying away from actually giving you what the game is. I mean, look at that. There's a guy who looks like Mario. I mean, his face is down, but he's dodging the barrels for sure. Yeah, I see Brad in the chat. Barrels is not new here on Chronologically Gaming. What other artwork do we have for Donkey Gorilla? Besides the awesome artwork, I mean, look at that. This gorilla needs to go down. He tied the girl to the barrel. Yikes. One of the inside sleeves gives you some instructions of how to load the game. You got to know how to load these cassettes. I wanted to show this screen off because this tells you every screen in Donkey Gorilla. It's based on Donkey Kong, but look, we got 6 screens to look forward to. 6 action screens of Donkey Gorilla. All that and more. I don't think we're going to see all 6 screens, so that's why I wanted to show this one. There's the example of the cassette tape that we're going to pop into play because you played video games on cassettes here in November 1982. There it is with the spine as well. It's awesome. Let's pop it and play Donkey Gorilla. This is by Technosoft, released at some time in November 1982. This is our 21st game we played on the Sharp MZ line of home computers. All of them. Everything on the Sharp MZ. Now, this time, we don't have to load BASIC, so I'm actually going to load the game and show you a little of the emulation magic to make the tape go, and then we're going to fast forward the heck out of it because this would take about 5.5 minutes for the whole game to load. I also wanted everyone to hear the beautiful sounds of loading cassette tape. Oh, there it is. Donkey Gorilla by Technosoft. This is the first game we've seen by Technosoft, but here on Chronologically Gaming, I'm sure there's other games that Technosoft has done before this. It's because I just don't have the best references for everything in Japan. I mean, we've played type-in games because in the United Kingdom, they've cataloged every book of type-in game. I mean, we played a game that was herding sheep on the Sinclair ZX Spectrum that we typed in to play, but I'm sure Technosoft has other games out there because maybe they don't deem them good enough to show or something. I don't know. All right, so here we go. We're in. Oh, man, bask in that. Oh, look at that. The barrel already went down and caused the @ symbol to be the fire for Donkey Kong. I'm not even going to move yet. Whoa, this is a sight to behold. Awesome. The whole screen's using what, if we were on the Commodore, we'd call it Petsky graphics, but it's not. It's just character set mode that came, or that they created themselves on the Sharp MZ. This one is an arcade platformer, started from Donkey Kong, and this is the 58th arcade platformer that we've seen thus far on Chronologically Gaming on all systems, all platforms, all over the world. This is the 25th that we've seen on home computers, and that's all home computers that we've mustered up. Oh, see, we already gamed over. That didn't take long. Another video game that has primates in the game using a character set mode. All right, so I actually want to play. This is cursor key controls only. Yes. We actually have a little bit of sound effects. I was expecting it to be silent, but we have a little bit. No way, is this the hammer? Look, it doesn't even swing the hammer. Can I go up the ladder with? No, I cannot. Just like they had the hammer before. There's no animation to swing the hammer, but it's gone. Darn, you have to be able to jump. I want to see what the jump is like. So it looks like I have no control over my jump, and I only have this jump to move, and that's it. Oh, the fire's already coming at me. I won't go for the hammer. I want to go to the top. We have to rescue whoever's at the top, because as far as the hero, this isn't Mario. Sorry, there's no Mario here. Go, go, go. Look how many barrels there are. This is crazy. If there's no Mario, then I guess we're not rescuing the girl. They didn't even call her Pauline yet. We made it. And here he comes, look. Donkey Gorilla, there he goes. Yeah, no wall jumping. Yeah, it does kind of look like more of a wheelbarrow. Whoa, now this is interesting. Is this supposed to be the pie factory or custard factory? Ooh, we got dollar signs to pick up. So this must be if it was the umbrella or the purse that the damsel in distress had left behind in Donkey Kong. We just get to pick up money as we go along. Does the conveyor belt move me? No, it does not. So you don't have to worry about the conveyor belt moving. Let's just get to the top. Best we can. We got elevators, it looks like. And look, Donkey Gorilla's moving left and right. I don't know what to make of that. Does that mean I have to jump? I do. I made it. You had to jump at the right time to get to the top of the screen. No way. So this one is moving. It's very brisk. And it actually is smooth, even with the cursor keys and the space bar to jump. Keyboard controlled only. Oh, I haven't tested fall damage yet. Let's try it. I'm sure we're going to die. We didn't die there. How about here? There it is. I was expecting fall damage in there. It's a little less forgiving, because we've seen some games that it feels like you fall like a couple feet and then you die, but the spacebar control, that was a very poorly timed jump. I have to go for the money, but I bet that's game over. Yeah, there it is. So second screen, game over. And I bet if we go back to the beginning and then hit again, yes, we're back at the beginning. Man, though, the way the game is moving and responding is actually pretty good. I'm surprised. So if you're looking at it and you're like, this is so jank, just because it's using the character set graphics like this, it's actually not too bad. We've seen video games that are using ASCII character graphics that aren't as good, but you have to be a little more influenced by the Sinclair ZX81 or the Timex Sinclair 1000. We played a lot of really good games that have used nothing but ASCII character graphics or character set graphics. Go, 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 make it. God, there's so many barrels. And no, it's right there at the top. Now I want to be able to, I only have one man left, so let's just forget it. Oh, I know, in the chat someone mentioned Cannonball Blitz. Cannonball Blitz is still one of the best ways to play Donkey Kong on any home computer. And yeah, it is fun to play, but you have to admit, it does look nicer. But this is pretty cool. I actually am challenged because I want to go to the next, I want to see all 6 screens. Since I know there's 6, that's a huge plus when it comes to Donkey Kong ways to play right now. All right, let's see if we can make it. The response to the keyboard is great. It's working. The keys are fast. Oh, no way. I don't know how I would have gotten past that. This also feels like it's Kaizo Donkey Kong here in November 1982. It's the most difficult way to play Donkey Kong with all these barrels flying at us. All right, so here we go. Gosh, I don't know. I made it. I don't know how I made it. Okay, let's go up on the top here. No one went down that ladder. I don't know if I can jump too. I did. Quick, 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 quick. Make it, make it. Oh, man. I was so close. Okay, yeah, but still fun. It is only doing what appears to be a tile set, so I'm... the way that I move on the screen is one tile at a time, but it's still moving just so quick that it doesn't feel it. When you start to get in the zone, it actually works pretty well. Good night. Get out of there. I probably should use the hammer, because the hammer could be used on the fire, too. Wow. Now I consider myself lucky for making it up the ladder the first time, because, whoa, this is crazy. It takes a lot more concentration than usual because, oh, that's it. There, finally. Okay, I got 2 lives. Maybe we can see if we can get past the second screen now. Wow. But hey, regardless of the graphics, you can bash all you want. It's fun. It's still fun to play this one. It's also refreshing when we play a Donkey Kong variant that has something new, like looks different than what we'd expect for Donkey Kong. All right, make it to the top. All I got to do, oh my gosh, get there. We did it. Okay, let's go on to scene 3. Still got 2 lives. Donkey Gorilla shambles toward us. If you showed someone this screen, they wouldn't even know it was a gorilla. They would just think it's some large character. So as far as looks, Donkey Gorilla looks worse than Donkey Kong that was on the Atari VCS. I mean, at least the gingerbread on the Atari VCS was all right. All right, here, can we make it? No, we nosedive into the $sign. Maybe I should go for the bottom and play it a little safer. Maybe climb down, dodge the fire. He's even got Donkey Gorilla's throwing the things at us that... No! There's a slight lag after you pick up the money, and that's whenever I flew off the side. Man, that's pretty cool. Go, Donkey Gorilla, go. So this one is the 34th Donkey Kong variant that we played. So 34 games that play really close or similar to Donkey Kong. Big time inspired by Donkey Kong for sure. And that's across all systems, all platforms up to this point. There's another game that we're going to see later, beginning in 1983, called Donkey Gorilla, and it's a completely different Donkey Gorilla. There's so much Donkey Kong games out there. So this one is the very first one we've ever seen, and to my knowledge, the first one called Donkey Gorilla. Oh, darn. For the variants that we've seen so far that are ASCII characters or character set graphics like this, a really fun one that we played was Crazy Kong on the ZX81. I'd say that this one is better than Crazy Kong on the ZX81, even though we did have fun with that one too. And it's also, there's another one we played on the Commodore 64 that was called Ape Craze. That was pretty jank, at least the way it controlled. This one is better than both Crazy Kong and Ape Craze that were on the Commodore 64. Nice and easy. Oh, missed the jump. Oh, yeah, Kun, I could totally see a Donkey Ape being a video game that we'll see. Since we're playing every single video game, it would surprise me. All right, then, as far as everything else that's available for home computers that are Donkey Kong variants, I already heard Canyon Climber was another good one that's out there that you could be playing. There's some really, really good ones. So this one is not going to be competing with those games of the best that you could play. There's around the average range for all the games you could play Donkey Kong game on the TRS-80 color computer that we played called Donkey Monkey. I'd say Donkey Monkey is slightly better than this one, but it still doesn't have as many screens. I'm just talking about playability. Oh, the fire got me that time. Oh, and yeah, best of the best I just saw in the chat is still Donkey King. On any home computer, Donkey King is still the king of Donkey Kong clones right now on the TRS-80 color computer. Looks like that barrel follows the same pattern, which is kind of nice. Well, it looks like we're not going to see any further scenes on this one. You can see the difficulty, but it's fun. The harshness of the game makes you want to keep going back for more. And how fast the speed of the game is makes it still for a fun time. Love it. Awesome. Yeah, there we go. All right, there's our taste of Donkey Gorilla. I want more. I want to play more Donkey Gorilla. And that's a very good staple of a video game that you would want to keep playing. In the chat, we have a lot of averages, a little above averages for some games up to this point. Brad's saying 3.5 or 3 stars, and then some 3.5s. Yeah, the extra scenes is really what pushes this over the top. So it is still around average for all the games you could play, but it's well done. I'm going to go 3.5 stars for everything you could play on every home computer right now in November 1982. Well done, Donkey Gorilla. Let's see what our next game is. We're next going to play on the TRS-80 color computer, the release of Doodle Bug. Let's check it out. So this can't be the real box. Doesn't that look like something that was a homebrew box that was made way later? But you can see they even have a copyright in the top left right corner. It says 1981, which is, I guess, when it was created. So Doodle Bug is our 162nd game we played for the TRS-80 color computer. But that can't be real. This Doodle Bug box looks like the Muncher game we played on the VIC-20. It looks just horrifyingly strange and weird. What is Doodle Bug? Is he paintbrushing someone? it has a lot to be desired. And we also have the ad you would have seen from magazines. Doodlebug by David Crandall. Way to go, David. Mama always said ladybugs were good and other bugs were bad. This fun arcade game agrees. High-res graphics. It's on cassette or disc. Buy computerware. Awesome. That's not the right artwork? Where in the world's the right one for Doodlebug? Did you have the real box? Because this is the one that was mustered up for Doodlebug. Look at that. Even have a fabricated cartridge. I wonder if it's a different Doodlebug. It doesn't look real at all. There's an example of the screenshot, but they're doing a different color tone than that. Yeah, someone already called it in the chat. That's what it is. Here's the manual for Doodlebug. This one's by Computerware, the 10th game that we've seen by them. They brought us such bangers like Color Invaders, Pac-Tac, Storm, which was one of the first times we saw Tempest at home, Starship Chameleon, El Diablero, and Rail Runner. This is just information about Computerware. Thanks, Computerware. We salute you. Warranty information, loading information. Yeah, you got to know how to load the game. Oh, it is, Curtis. So it was a fabrication of, it's a reconstructive version of the Dragon 32 version and whatever was in North America. Oh, man. See, you never know where we're going to find. Doodlebug is machine language high-resolution graphics game. Player 1's on the right, optional player 2 on the left if you want to. To start the game, move the right joystick horizontally, choose the game level, choose 1 to 2 players, and it says, use the turnstiles to avoid all the dots, letters, and hearts. And after the ladybug runs into a skull or is caught by an enemy bug, the game continues using a new ladybug until your supply is exhausted. So they are kind of very simply explaining what the game is. We all know what it is. It's Ladybug. Doodlebug is Ladybug. They got some additional notes down at the bottom and then tell you what the heart bonus and special bonus are. Cool. It's kind of like Ladybug. All right, so this one, I think we have, yeah, the United Kingdom had a different color set version. We're going to go to the U.S. and play the first version. So this is Doodlebug by David Crandall at some time in November 1982. This is the second game we've seen by David Crandall after Pac-Maze. So this is an innovation unique to Doodlebug that you can select how many men you want to start the game with. So when I move the joystick, look at the little cubed bugs at the bottom. I can say I want to start with 3 lives. I want to start with 6 lives. So that's a cool touch. I like that. And it's going to ask us how many players we want. I'm going to go with 1 player. 1. And now we're in. Look, it's Doodlebug. Where's the turnstile? Yeah, there it is. Is that the timer? Oh, the timer until the next insect comes out right there. You can pick the letters for bonuses. Whoa, and look at all the mini colors. The TRS-80 color computer gives us all of it. It's just like Ladybug. I am impressed. It plays and responds just like, oh man, you would have had so much fun playing this. Doodlebug is awesome. Wait a second, the skulls have blocked me. How in the world am I supposed to get the? I wonder if they just randomized the skulls and I got a bad randomization there. What? And now I realize I should have picked up some of the dots around the inside. No, don't get me. There we go. I'll chase him away there. Oh, nope. Not gonna work. Wait for it. Let's see if we can get the rest of these. I don't know how I'm gonna get the skull. I guess I have to just blow a life before I can get that one. Pick up as much as you can. Awesome. What a well done looking arcade game. We got a really bad luck of the draw there, but you collect the last dot and you move on to the next level. Get as many of the bonus letters as you can, just like in Ladybug. So the way that they drew Doodlebug is a nice touch too. It's not quite a Ladybug. It's kind of like a cube, maybe a cube, but they're using the colors of the TRS-80 color computer. No, it's right on my tail. Oh, I'm trying to run away. But you can see how well the control's pretty tight. I just don't know if I can get... I was trying to outsmart it, but it didn't work. Oh, but you die if you run into the skull, so watch out for that. But yeah, the control is working great and plays very, very well. Another great example of let's make arcade games happen at home and make them look as close as we can to arcade games. So much fun. All right, so yeah, we picked the 6 lives. That's why we're lasting so long, but it looks like we're about to run out already. Maybe we'll do a restart when we're not getting one of the dots caught up with a skeleton. Pick up more bonuses. Yeah, sweet. I dig it. Doodlebug is fun, really fun. Nice. All right, so this one is what we would refer to as a arcade maze game, made famous by Rally Head-On and Pac-Man. And the arcade maze games, there's a lot. This one is the 305th arcade maze game we've played on Chronologically Gaming, on all systems, consoles, handhelds, everywhere. This one is obviously taking a riff on Ladybug. This is the 3rd game we've seen that has been a variant of Ladybug. One of the first ones we saw was in the arcade. It was Dorodon. And then we saw Beezer also in the arcade. So this is the very first time someone is literally not just ripping off a Pac-Man style game, they're ripping off Ladybug ever. Doodlebug is the very first that we've seen here on Chronologically Gaming. The official Ladybug is on the ColecoVision that you can play right now, and most people would be more familiar with that one. If you missed it in the arcades, then you most likely saw it at home. Man, the turnstile design, though, this is pretty cool. Works really well, and they're randomizing a few of the items around. Oh, we're already down. Yikes. We originally saw Ladybug in the arcade in 1981, and so this one is still fresh. You could call it, a 2-year-old game idea, but it's still pretty cool. Let's do it again. 1 player. Give me those 5 extra lives. That's awesome. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, Curtis mentioned in the chat that you can maneuver the other bugs around to run over the skulls. That would be a better strategy. Sometimes we don't have time for strategy here on Chronologically Gaming because this is live. We're playing the game. There's really not a lot of practice. It's just going in and seeing what's going to happen. Block him out. Block that out. Yeah, run the other way. Yeah, if you run them in the skull, then it'll remove the skull and remove the other bug. Yeah, I like the design. The way that they design the maze works pretty good too. Control is fluid, fresh. This is awesome. And being the very first time you could get Ladybug, there's no other person copying this formula other than the 2 examples in the arcade that we've heard of. Oh, go, go, go. Nope, not going to make that one. Let's see if we can block him. Oh, and listen to that sound. That sound means another insect's coming out. All right, there you go. An example of Doodlebug. Not as good as Ladybug on the ColecoVision, but we only are comparing this to everything else that you could play on other home computers, at least in our rating system. So this is a fresh. There's nothing that's quite like this, unless you want to compare all the other Pac-Man games or the arcade maze games that are out there. It's still very, very good. Yeah, it could respond a little faster. I'm sure you could poke it if you wanted to, but the cartridge is really nice. If anyone has the real artwork or box for this, let me know, because I want to know what the real thing is. We are going to see this again on the Dragon 32 around 1983, I believe. Looking over the chat, I see a lot of 3.5s, mostly above averages. I really enjoy Ladybug, and because of this being so unique, I actually would say 4. I'm going to say this is an excellent video game across all games you could play on all home computers. It's also just designed well and plays well for an arcade maze game. We played a lot of Pac-Man-like games and maze games, and so it's a true testament that it's fun. Doodlebug. We're not tired of arcade maze games. What do you know? All right, let's see what our next game is after this commercial break.
Want to play Electronic Dracula? You'll go bats playing this game. Find my goal. You must battle Wolfman. Stand by vampire bats. They're tricky, aren't they? One of those coffins contains the gold. Take the wrong one and I fly out to stop you. It's so much fun. It will make you smile. Electronic Dracula by Epoch.
That's right, from Epoch. Awesome. This is Dracula. Putting in the palm of your hand. This is the handheld by Epoch. Let's take a look at the box. Oh man, Dracula. So the sources I saw had November for the release, but This had to have been released in November. I mean, October. It had to have been around the holiday or, you know, a Halloween. There's no way this was November. But anyway, we'll just say sometime in November. Maybe they were late to the party on the release. I'm not really sure. Yeah, sources show November, but you never know. This one is the 73rd handheld that we've seen on Chronologically Gaming. 22 of the handhelds we've seen so far have been Nintendo Game & Watch. So this is the 95th handheld that we've seen on Chronologically Gaming. The 95th handheld video game so far. And it's by Epoch. Epoch is amazing. The game of mystery, intrigue, and challenge. The guy who's in the commercial, he looked like he was about to break character several times. This is known in other regions, specifically Japan, as Dracula House. There's a terrible picture of the box of that. Flip it over and you can see it's pretty much the exact same game, just branded slightly different. No way, that is so expensive. Yikes. Yes, Dracula by Epoch. There's the example of the device. The joystick has a little digital joystick, just a 4-way joystick, pretty simple, but the display is vacuum fluorescent display. It's kind of that glowy screen we've seen before on Chronologically Gaming with these other handhelds, but very simple. Just move around. You have one button to work your hammer in the game. That's right, a hammer, not a stake, even though we're going against Dracula. There it is, another example of the system itself. You can see how the joystick works, and I actually like this design. The screen is making the vacuum fluorescent display look even better because it's like a slight magnified glass or almost like a dreamy look. It's pretty cool. There's the example of the screenshot, and we do have the manual for Dracula. Yes. You are a treasure hunter seeking the treasure hidden in a coffin in Dracula's castle. Watch out, dangers lie ahead. You have to escape Wolfman, break down a wall to enter the underground labyrinth, and evade a vampire bat as you collect all the diamonds. In Dracula's castle, there are 4 coffins. Choose carefully, only one coffin contains the treasure. If you open the wrong one, you'll find Dracula inside. There's the example of the system. Directional level. You can actually select the skill level if you want to. They have the power switch. You have 4 different levels and explains what the 4 different levels do. Start the game, use your directional lever to move around. You have the hammer button to break down the walls, and I think break the coffin. Yeah, it says to break a wall section, hit the hammer button 4 times. To open a coffin, you have to hit the hammer button twice. That's what we look like. We're the treasure hunter. There's the Wolfman, vampire bat, guard bat, Dracula, which doesn't really look like Dracula. He looks more like a ghost or one of the vampire bats. We got some diamonds to collect. So in a sense, this is another arcade maze game because we're going around collecting, they call them the treasure, but it's like the dots in Pac-Man. You're just collecting all those. Crosses appear and move randomly in the labyrinth. If we get a cross, it's safe from the vampire bats. And when the treasure hunter is being chased by Dracula, he can beat Dracula's power with a cross if we have one. And I think they're random in the level. Yeah, there it is. Explains what to do in the Wolfman's Den and the underground labyrinth. All this is happening on the same screen, though. You're not going from screen to screen like you do with the Tron handheld. And it explains what the Dracula's castle is. Once you collect all the treasures and open up the right coffin, then you can move on to the next, which just goes faster and faster. It explains the game cycles here. Scoring, we have to know what scoring is because it's November 1982. And there it is, when your treasure hunters have been beaten and there's no chances left, or you complete all 8 game cycles. 8 times you can loop this game around. That's quality handheld in November 1982. Let's pop in the palm of our hand, Dracula. This is by Epoch at sometime in November 1982. No, we got a little ditty there. Awesome. All right, so another arcade maze game, bringing our total just to astronomical numbers. This includes vampires and werewolves and Count Dracula. The other games we played with Count Dracula have been The Count, the one by Scott Adams, the text adventure games, and The Tomb of Dracula on the Sinclair ZX81. There was also another game we played that was, well, we didn't play, we showcased a handheld called Dracula Joe from Japan. It's very similar to Donkey Kong, so a different experience than this. And obviously this is being emulated through MAME, so you're not going to get the full effect of what the vacuum fluorescent display looks like or that cool screen. None of that's here. Just use your imagination, pretend that it's all here. All right, so here we go. Let's go in and play. I'm over on the far left side of the screen, and then I can come and start busting up the walls, right? Yeah. Oh, quick, before Wolfman gets us. He's coming. Okay, good. Make it through. Looks like we can get a cross. Nice. Get some more crosses. The maze is moving on us. So all we have to do is dodge the vampire. That looks pretty good. As long as he doesn't come in our area, we'll be okay. And I think he is. Darn, and he got us. So you just have to time when to get to the other side. All right, I think we can still do it on this number of lives. Let's pick up a cross up here. Oh, you don't pick it up. So the cross is just there, and it gives you safety in that random spot. There we go. All right, pick a chest. I think we picked the wrong one. Yeah, we did. Darn. So you have to pick the one that is not the one that Dracula's in. So it's a random chance that you'll get it. We did. We got Dracula. Darn. I saw in the chat someone compared it to Frogger. That's true, because it's like a top-down perspective. If it didn't have us picking up so many different things, I wouldn't compare it to a arcade maze game. Yeah, but we are traveling from one area to another. Uh-oh, this doesn't look good. Yeah, Wolfman got us. Die fast. Maybe we should bust another wall up. Just make the whole screen blink. Quickly, quickly, quickly. No! And they got us again. If you get a chance to look this up on eBay or other sources where you can buy it, this is an expensive game right now to get the actual hardware. There it is. All right, so we didn't really bust the right case to get Dracula, but everyone gets the idea of what the game is hoping to accomplish. Of all the games you could play right now that are handhelds, this one is actually not copying something directly, because we've already been comparing Frogger or Pac-Man or something from a top-down view, and I like that. That's one thing that's nice about this, is it's not trying to copy something else. You can't really pinpoint exactly what it's doing. I like the idea that you're having to bust a wall down too, which is a nice touch. Very, very fun. So it's another video game where we're in the hands of a treasure hunter. It's the 12th game we've seen so far that is obviously taking an inspiration from like Indiana Jones, those kinds of things. Games like Beneath the Pyramids, Atlantean Odyssey, Pitfall, Tutankhamun. This one kind of reminds me of that. If we had a shot, it'd be very similar to Tutankhamun. Of course, Raiders of the Lost Ark and Aztec too, but because it's not ripping anything off that we've seen, this will be rated against every other handheld that you could play right now in November 1982. And now, for handhelds, it's actually not up to snuff with something like, I'd say, the Nintendo Game & Watch with their dual screens, but it's still a really good, cool idea. The randomness, though, would be a little difficult to play. So in my mind, I'm somewhere in the averages, and looking in the chat, I see most of the people saying 3 stars, which is average for all the handhelds you could play thus far. It's not super impressive, but I'll still give it above average because of the originality, and I would want to continue to keep playing to try to find a good routine where the best tactic is to move around, collect everything, and then bust open the chat, or bust open the coffin. So there you go, that's Dracula. Man, we're playing and seeing everything. So much fun video games. And now it's time to put our video game playing on pause, or just turn off that handheld. There's no more games this evening. Thanks everyone for joining me for the live show, throwing out those ratings, and having some fun in November 1982. Next time on Chronologically Gaming, you ever get the feeling of deja vu? I think we've seen this game before. We're also playing Star Trek, and more adventuring. You ever get the feeling of deja vu? That's it for today, and like I always say, everyone made all these video games because they could, but did anyone ask if they should? Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the channel and joining me on my quest to play every single video game in order of release. We'll be streaming live every weekday at 9 p.m. Central, so join us and let us know if we missed any games along the way. This video would not be possible without Launchbox, RetroArch, and MAME. Tell all your friends there's some crazy guy named Chronologically Gaming trying to play every single video game. We have links down below that'll send you to places like our Discord and Patreon, and one that says all the video games we've ever played. If you go there, it's a list of everything, and you can click right to the game you want to see. Chronologically Gaming is the name to look for. We are perpetually retro, and we will catch you next time.